Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Kabir Considers. In this video, we're going to react to 50 embarrassingly dumb ways people died. Man, yes, this is going to be quite an interesting one because obviously someone dying is always kind of a sad thing, but you know, to die in an embarrassing way. I think I heard that Elvis Presley, I think he died on the toilet, didn't he?
Sensitive topic. There have been instances throughout history where people have died in unusual or bizarre ways. It's important to approach this subject with respect and empathy for the individuals involved.
Definitely.
Here are 50 strange ways people have died. 1. Death by beard. In 1567, Hans Steininger, the mayor of the Austrian town of Braunau, tripped over his own beard, which was 4.5 feet long, and broke his neck. 2. Death by canned goods. In 2012, a man in England died after an excessive amount of canned fish fell on him in his kitchen, burying him under an avalanche of tinned goods. 3. Death by falling cow. In 2013, a Brazilian man was killed when a cow fell through the roof of his house, landing on him as he slept. 4. Death by too much water.
Mate, cows, they weigh like a ton, don't they? At least, what, like 1,000 kilos? Maybe not 1,000 kilos. Maybe like 600 kilos. That's still super heavy.
Hyponatremia, a condition caused by excessive water consumption, led to the death of a woman in 2007 who participated in a water drinking contest.
No
5.
way.
Death by baguette. In
How much did she
1970,
drink?
a Frenchman choked to death on a baguette while participating in an eating contest. 6. Death by selfie. There have been numerous cases of people accidentally dying while trying to take extreme or risky selfies, such as falling off cliffs or being hit by trains.
Oh my
7.
God.
Death by cockroach. A man in Florida died after eating cockroaches during a live cockroach eating contest in 2012. The cause of death was determined to be asphyxiation. 8. Death by
So he choked on it. That's just, oh God. Cockroaches, I couldn't eat. They're so gross, aren't they? I couldn't eat one.
Segway. The owner of the Segway company, Jimmy Heselden, died in 2010 after riding one of his
I heard
company's
this story.
scooters off a cliff.
Terrible.
9. Death by falling coconuts. Falling coconuts cause a small number of deaths each year, particularly in tropical regions where coconut trees are common. 10. Death by atomic wedge. In 2013, a man in Oklahoma died after a physical altercation with his stepfather, during which the stepfather gave him an atomic wedge, leading to asphyxiation. 11.
What?
Death by falling vending machine. Some people have died after attempting to tip over vending machines to get free snacks, leading to the machines falling on them. 12. Death by laughter. In 1975, a man named Alex Mitchell died from a heart attack after laughing continuously for 25 minutes while watching a comedy show on television. 13. Death by bullet ricochet at a wedding. In 1911, a stray bullet fired in celebration during a wedding in Greece hit a woman and caused her death. 14. Death by falling from
Mate, talk about ruining the wedding. Ugh.
bed. A man in Australia died in 2017 after falling from his bed while trying to reach for his laptop on the bedside table. 15. Death by falling into a wine barrel. In 2018, a Spanish vineyard worker died after falling into a wine barrel and becoming trapped. The cause of death was reportedly lack of oxygen. 16. Death by kissing a cobra.
Why would you
In
do
2019,
that?
a man in Malaysia died when a cobra bit him after he tried to kiss it. The cobra had been charmed during a snake handling performance. 17. Death by
Talk about tempting fate. Like, why would you want to kiss a cobra?
giant lizard attack. In 2002, a man in Florida died from a bacterial infection after being scratched by his pet Komodo dragon. 18. Death by Wiener Schnitzel. In 1974, a famous Austrian singer, Udo Jürgens, died while eating a Wiener Schnitzel. Choking on a piece of the breaded veal cutlet led to his death.
No.
20. Death by falling into a bookcase. In 2015, a lawyer in Washington, D.C., died after falling headfirst into a bookcase in his office.
Oof.
The cause of death was determined to be positional asphyxiation. 21. Death by inflatable Zorb ball. In 2013, a man in Russia died when his inflatable Zorb ball rolled off a mountainside during a ride, illustrating the dangers of extreme recreational activities. 22.
Man.
Death by constriction. In 2001, a man in South Africa was killed by a pet python that escaped from a neighbor's house and constricted him while he slept.
Oh
23.
my God.
Death.
That neighbor, the owner of the python, like, is he going to be charged with something? I mean, surely, yeah, because like, but it's not manslaughter, is it? Like accidental death, negligence, something like that, gross negligence.
By lawn ornament. In 2012, a man in England died after being impaled on the metal spike of a decorative wrought iron fence he tried to climb over. 24. Death by fish juggling. In 1991, a man in England died when a Dover sole he was juggling in his mouth jumped free and blocked his airway. 25. Death by pet camel. In 2007, a woman in Texas was killed when her pet camel knocked her down and sat on her during feeding time. 26. Death by pogo stick. In 1975, a man in California died when the rubber tip of his pogo stick became dislodged, causing him to lose balance and fall on a fire hydrant. 27. Death by poisoned umbrella. In 1978, Bulgarian dissident Georgy Markov was killed by a ricin-filled pellet fired from an umbrella in London, in an assassination linked to Cold War espionage. 28. Death by cactus. In 1982, a man in Arizona died when he fell into a saguaro cactus while trying to steal it. The cactus fell on him, causing fatal injuries. 29.
Oh man, imagine all of the poking and the stabbing.
Death by falling in, not off. In 2011, a man in Oregon died when he fell into a large industrial blender while cleaning it at a meat processing plant. 30. Death by live streaming. In 2017, a man in Taiwan died from exhaustion after a 3-day online gaming binge during which he did not sleep and barely ate. 31. Death by falling moose. In 2013, a woman in Sweden died.
3 days without sleep? Just to play a game? But bro, I get it, you love gaming, but to not sleep is just insane. It's just crazy.
A moose collided with her car and crashed through the windshield, impacting the driver. 32. Death by erotic asphyxiation with a vacuum cleaner. In 2002, a man in England died from accidental asphyxiation while using a vacuum cleaner hose for erotic purposes. 33. Death by piranha attack. In 2011, a Brazilian man died after jumping into a river infested with piranhas during a bachelor party, suffering severe bites. 34. Death by air freshener. In 2009, a man in England died from toxic fumes when he sprayed too much air freshener in a confined space, resulting in respiratory failure. 35. Death by cow stampede. In 1872, a dam in Boston collapsed, releasing a wave of water. A man who tried to outrun it was trampled by a stampede of cows also fleeing the flood. 36. Death by poison sausage.
Reminds me of that scene from Lion King where Mufasa falls off that cliff and then into the stampede of the I think was it a bull stampede or a buffalo stampede? You know that scene from the original Lion King movie?
8. A Russian anarchist died after biting into a sausage laced with a potassium cyanide capsule during a meal with political enemies. 37. Death by ball pit. In 2017, a 7-year-old girl in England suffocated in a ball pit at a play center when she became trapped beneath the balls. 38. Death by tumble dryer. In 2007, a man in England died after climbing into an industrial-sized tumble dryer during a game of hide-and-seek. 39. Death by duct tape. In 2007, 2 men in Florida attempted to rob an armored car. They used duct tape to bind the guards, but accidentally taped themselves and died from heat and suffocation. 40.
What?
Death by swinging on a tree.
They taped themselves by accident. How do you tape yourself with duct tape? Because you need to go around and around. There's more to that story. Ooh.
In 2008, a man in Washington died when the tree he was using to swing into a river uprooted and fell on him. 41. Death by chicken suit. In 2005, a man in Texas dressed as a giant chicken for a promotion at a fast food restaurant was struck by a car and died while crossing the road. 42. Death by coffin. In 1844, a Frenchman named Émile Leroux invented a bulletproof coffin. To prove its effectiveness, he shot himself in the chest, but died when the bullet ricocheted off the coffin's edge. 43.
No.
Death by falling teeth. In 2011, a Brazilian woman died after a ceramic dental bridge fell into her throat during a dental procedure. 44. Death by high heels.
But couldn't they get it out?
In 1999, a woman in Taiwan died after falling from the 24th floor of an apartment building while attempting to retrieve her fallen high heel. 45. Death by stuffed moose. In 2005, a man in Sweden died when he crashed into a stuffed moose that had been placed in the middle of the road as a prank. 46. Death by poison lip balm. In 1999, a Malaysian woman died after applying poison lip balm, which had been tampered with by her sister-in-law. 47. Death by elephant feces. In 2016, a zookeeper in Spain died when he slipped and fell into the elephant enclosure, where he was crushed by a large pile of elephant dung. 48. Death by bee swarm. In 2005, a farmer in Brazil died after being stung by a swarm of bees when he tried
Could you imagine the smell with that elephant poo one? Whew.
to harvest honey without protective gear. 49. Death by beer flood. In 1814, a beer vat burst in London, causing a tidal wave of beer that flooded the streets, leading to several deaths. 50. Death by gambling for 72 hours. In 2019, a man in China died after a marathon gambling session that lasted for 72 hours, resulting in exhaustion and cardiac arrest.
Goodness me. The 72-hour binge ones. The first one was the Taiwanese guy who played a video game for 72 hours. And the Chinese guy who, gambled for 72 hours. Like, just take breaks. Like, why do you need to... you know that you need to sleep. I'm sure after a 24-hour straight, phase, yeah, you're having fun, but you're knackered, and you're not going to be able to play as well as you would if you were rested. I just don't know why you have to take it that far. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.